The Osei Tutu II Institute for Advanced ICT Studies, based in Kumasi, has been established to fulfill the essential needs of today's and future businesses. Popularly recognized as the Institute, the Osei Tutu II Institute for Advanced ICT Studies is unique in every respect.
I've been to a few other countries, and I'll tell you that what obtains at the Institute is comparable with whatever you get from anywhere in the world. Add to that the quality of the academic staff. You have a number of professors coming from across the world to actually impact knowledge on that institute. So all of that together, and of course, the students coming from all over Africa, we put all of that together is the reason that institute is actually very unique. I have to tell you that I have not seen one like that, and I'm really, really proud of that.
Well, I see it to be unique because, one, they've got good lecturers, and you can see that they know what they are talking about. And also, they've got good facilities.
I find two things unique about it. The way the studies are organized. You run a module, 2 modules for 4 weeks, write an exam on the 5th week, another 2 modules exam. I find that unique. I'm not used to that kind of system before. Although it puts you under a lot of pressure, under a lot of stress, because it's quite strenuous and everything, but I believe for a fresh graduate, it should build you up, because nowadays most companies, you find yourself working under pressure. So even if you're not used to working under pressure, this should actually ginger you and push you to make sure you meet your targets.
You have a diverse background of culture at play here, both from the arena of lecturers and the students. Then also, you also have latest materials being given students. The interaction of students is also important, and we have that also there. Then also, something which is sometimes a minus in most cases, as in practicality. They organize practical sections. Students work in groups, and sometimes you work in individuals. So you have both advantages of working as a group. So you can be a good team player, that's one. Then also, in cases where we want to know the level at which you can think as an individual and act or react to situations, we also have individual assignment that we do. So I think that's very unique. Encouraging group work and individual work, I think is a plus.
The Institute was established by international businesses and organizations to offer a special ICT education at the Master of Science level.
ICT, means information and communication technologies. But what is inside, I think that a few people can explain exactly. So there are 3 main components in ICT. The first component is ICT technology. That means what is inside of ICT, what is the basic foundations of the ICT. The second main component, they are the services. What kind of services can ICT provide for its customers? But these 2 components cannot work by themselves. There is the third main component. In this case, there is ICT management. So now, if you are looking very deeply in our study guide, you will see that we are touching almost all of these 3 components. I mean ICT technology, ICT services, and ICT management. But more specifically, in this institute, we put our focus on ICT management. That's why our students will be awarded with the MSc degree in ICT management.
Heineken and Diageo, the latter, which now owns the Guinness brand worldwide, facilitated the establishment of the Institute through broad consultation with several multinationals, including Barclays, Ghana Telecom, now Vodafone, Coca-Cola, Unilever, and many Ghanaian organizations, such as the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. Based on an intensive and extensive fact-finding, the conclusion by these multinationals and government was to establish an institute for advanced ICT studies with a strong focus on the practical application of ICT at the management level.
I think there are various things that make this center unique. First of all, I think this is, by my knowledge, one of the few cases in which, rather than cooperating with existing institutions, a new institution was set up in Ghana. I also believe that what made it attractive for us was the involvement of the private sector. There's a very strong buy-in from the private sector. Heineken is one, but also others like Diageo, Coca-Cola, Unilever, and I think this whole concept with a strong involvement of private sector is quite unique. I also believe that the way education is organized in this center, that is by flying in high-level professionals and teachers from abroad rather than sending students to other countries in Western Europe, for instance, is unique.
The reality is that most academic educational programs in ICT in Ghana and Africa are limited only to the Bachelor of Science level, and graduates who have the opportunity to do a Master of Science study have to travel abroad at a huge cost. This problem in the past had been a great worry to corporate organizations who then proposed and planned the establishment of the institute to serve their needs and wants, as well as Ghana and Africa as a whole.
It's important for us that the institute is successful, because then it can serve as like a pipeline for providing that quality talent that companies like Guinness and the rest that I mentioned will look up to grow their businesses, and then ultimately for the country to grow its position within the Committee of Nations. At Guinness, we actually see the institute as like a baby that we partnered with others to bring to life, a baby whose future is very dear to our hearts. A support that we're giving to the institute is an ongoing one. And beyond all that, by the way, we've also had the opportunity as Guinness to train a couple of their graduates that are coming through for their internship. So our relationship with the institute and our involvement in the establishment is a deep-rooted one, and we are absolutely proud of that.
Thom Deman, who is Heineken's regional president for Africa and Middle East, says sending trainees to Europe for advanced studies in information communication technology is now a thing of the past with the establishment of the institute. The Osei Tutu II Institute for Advanced ICT Studies purposely educates and impacts ICT knowledge at the Master of Science level. The 2-year Master of Science program in Advanced ICT is fascinating and reflects the needs of industry, government, social institutes, banks, universities, and other educational institutions.
And the main mission is to offer a 2-year Master of Science program in Advanced ICT Studies to educate students from Ghana and other African countries to become, let's say, leaders and entrepreneurs and lecturers in a more and more globalizing world in which Ghana participates. That's the main mission.
And say that the educations here in the Institute Osei Tutu, it's better in the sense of the timetables can help you a lot. It's more flexible, and the facilities, the way of the educations, even the way of to communicate with the academic. So this, let's say, free contacts between students and a lecturer can help.
The institute has modern computer laboratories and library facilities equipped with relevant ICT magazines, software manuals, and textbooks.
As an institute, we believe that we offer the best in technology to our students, to give them the opportunity to experience the best globally and also internationally, to help them develop and then meet the challenges that comes with the MSc program. So with technology, we make sure that we give them all the assistance they will need. Also, we have the hardware, that is to say the equipment and the facilities that supports the studying. We have a standby generator which has an 8 seconds delay. With that, you are assured of uninterrupted power supply, besides the standard UPS that is attached to each of the workstations. When there's a light outage, unfortunately, which happens quite often, as we are all aware, you are assured that within 8 seconds the power will come on, your computers will not go down. All this set aside, we also have a standby battery bank that gives us 24 hours in the event that the generator fails to start, through which period we are able to adjust the situation. Of course, technology is not all about computers and internet and all that. There are other ancillary facilities such as air conditions, telecommunications and all that. And we make sure that all these things are available to the students without any restrictions. That way they are able to deliver their coursework and meet the aspirations of the institute.
The institute has highly qualified lecturers from internationally reputable universities who visit students to lecture them on specialized and tailor-made subjects.
Actually, I really like this because it's not a new experience for the students, but it's also a unique experience for me because indeed I know how to teach in Amsterdam. I have been teaching in Sweden, in Spain, even in the US, in South Africa. So this always gives you a new impression how things work at other places, and that's something I personally like very much.
The Osei Tutu II Institute for Advanced ICT Studies, which has many international academic partnerships, has been duly licensed and accredited by the National Accreditation Board to manage ICT education at the Master of Science level.
We are accredited by the National Accreditation Board of Ghana, so we have a full accreditation. And there is ook een affiliation with Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, abbreviated by KNUST. It is in the planning, not so far away from this moment, to let's say to get more relationships, linkage with other universities. Not, let's say, only here in Ghana, but also, let's say, in other countries in Europe.
The welfare of students at the institute is assured.
Identifying suitable accommodation for them. We even go further than that by trying to make sure that proper transportation arrangements to and from the institute are also made for them. We have a restaurant in the building which is run by a qualified caterer, and this is to ensure that students are fed with hot meals and snacks are available any time of the day, so that when they come here for lectures they don't have to venture out to look for food. The other thing also is the flexible payment plan we have in place for students, because students don't have to pay their fees all at a go. They can pay by installment.
The minimum qualification for entry into the institute is a bachelor degree in any of the science subjects. There are flexible terms for payment of fees and also for taking the course itself. To accommodate the needs of working students, lectures take place in the evenings from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. on weekdays and from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Saturdays, only on the first week of each module.
If you have interest and you want to apply to the MSc program, then you can download the application form, or you can drop by and we will give you the application form. That's also possible. But most of the students have downloaded the form from our website, fill in all the details and send it to us accompanied by a banker's draft. Application will be assessed because we have certain requirements. Not every person who has BSc will maybe is applicable for us to go into the program. So what they do is the academic officer, the rector and the vice rector, they go through every application to see whether that person is qualified. If we have some doubts, then we will interview that person personally. But if they completely apply to our requirements in terms of their transcript rates and the BSc level that they have and the subject they did their BSc in, then most of the times they will go through straight.
The Osei Tutu II Institute for Advanced ICT Studies, which has been established with the support of the Asantehene Otumfuo Osei Tutu II, addresses quality education and has a vision.